Hey guys, YouTuber100 here. Alright, and a little while ago I was watching a video by Jay Shady from a couple years ago. It was his WrestleMania 20 review. And I heard him say at the end of his review that if Shane would be in charge of the company right now, that the company would be so much better than what it is now. And in this video, this is just gonna be like what I think, how I feel about if Shane was actually in charge of the company today, and if Vince would have actually handed the company over to Shane before, yeah. So yeah, I agree that Shane, I think, should have been handed over the company from his father. Because I mean, yeah, especially after all these years. I mean, Vince is almost 70 years old. I think he's just gonna be 70 years old this month. And yeah, I mean, he's just getting so freaking old here. And yeah, he's just honestly, he's too old for this now. I mean, he should just be retiring and just handing the company over, and yeah, just handing it down to the next generation. Him just stepping down on down from the company. Because I mean, is he gonna be in charge of this? I mean, is he gonna be the owner of the WWE until the day he dies? I mean, seriously, I mean, Vince has one of the biggest egos in the world. Yeah, I mean, and it can really show with the way he is. I mean, yeah, and yeah, you can understand why Shane just decided that he had enough of Vince's ego and he just decided to leave. And yeah, this is just gonna be kind of going through kind of a timeline with Shane. And yeah, you just to see you can understand why he was feeling the way he was and why he left the company. Yeah, because I mean, he was like Shane really didn't get to really have a position of power in the WWE at all. I mean, yeah, I mean, Vince was obviously the owner. Linda was CEO, and Stephanie was the general manager of SmackDown on 2002 and 2003, and yeah, she was also later on 2009 was in charge of Raw. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and yeah, you can kind of see why, I mean, Shane is I think that he was kind of frustrated and upset that all the other members of his family were had positions of power in WWE, but yet he didn't ever get anything. I mean, yeah, okay, well, yeah, 2001, during the Invasion storyline, he was made the owner of WCW, but I mean, come on, I mean, that really shouldn't have happened. And yeah, Shane really shouldn't have really been the owner of WCW, and Stephanie shouldn't have been the owner of ECW, because yeah, they were not in WCW and ECW at all. It should have been Bischoff or Ric Flair as owners of WCW and Heyman as owner of ECW in that storyline. So yeah, I mean, so yeah, Shane being the owner of WCW during the Invasion, that doesn't really mean very much. Yeah, and then afterwards, yeah, Shane was kind of gone from the company, and yeah, but Stephanie was still around when Triple H returned in 2002. And yeah, but then yeah, then Vince then in mid 2002 he made general managers for Raw and SmackDown, made Eric Bischoff the general manager for Raw, and he made Stephanie general manager of SmackDown. Yeah, I mean, and yeah, and I feel that kind of that general manager rivalry between Bischoff and Stephanie, I just really don't think it really worked out, because I mean, it had Eric Bischoff really as the guy that was running WCW. He's in charge of Raw, and while Stephanie just member of the McMahon family, he was in charge of SmackDown. Yeah, I just really don't think the rivalry between Bischoff and Stephanie really caught on. I mean, with them trying to take superstars away from each other and say their company was better than the other one, their brand was better than the other ones. I mean, I really don't think it worked out. I mean, I really feel maybe, yeah, Vince could have actually given the Raw general manager position to Shane, because I mean, yeah, it would have worked. I mean, Vince would be owner of the owner of the company, Linda is the CEO, and their two children. Alright. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, just don't. Yeah, I had to say something out there real quick. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And it would have worked if, like, Shane and Stephanie, the two McMahon children, would have been, like, the managers of the two brands. I mean, it would have made sense. Yeah, and then, yeah. And yeah, we kind of got, like, the teaser in early 2003 when Vince was saying that he was going to fire Bischoff. And yeah. And then Shane popped out of the limo, kind of like being a teaser that Shane would have been Bischoff's replacement as the general manager. Sure. And yeah, but of course it didn't happen because yeah, Bischoff, he wound up being fired, but he was like rehired right away. So yeah, Shane didn't get the general manager position. And yeah, and then when Shane came back to the company and during his feud with Kane, yeah, I mean, yeah, Shane really can't complain that he really didn't like get a chance to shine, because yeah, I mean, he did get the shine because yeah, people have been saying that they really did like the Kane Shane McMahon feud, and yeah, I even liked it myself, like the video I made before about the feud. Yeah, so yeah, but yeah, once the feud ended and Shane was gone, yeah, and then Stephanie, yeah, and I felt like during the like when Vince and Stephanie had their feud on SmackDown in 2003, and they had their match at No Mercy 2003 with their jobs on the line. If Vince lost, he would have like stepped down as the chairman. I felt like that would have been like the perfect time for them. I felt like they could have actually done that and have Vince lose the match, and then yeah, he steps down, and then would have handed the company over to Shane. I mean, that would have been like the perfect time to do it. Well, yeah, but of course, because yeah, Vince's ego just once again and it's too much, and yeah, he ended up beating Stephanie, and yeah, it was Stephanie that got fired, and Vince still remained in power, and he was still owner of the company. Yeah, then like during like the next couple of years, there wasn't really any appearance from anybody from the McMahon family really. I mean, you may have had like an appearance or two from like Vince, but yeah, they didn't really like appear on the show like weekly. Yeah. Yeah, but I felt like WrestleMania, like the match at No Mercy 2003 would have been like the perfect time for Vince to like lose that match to Stephanie, and then yeah, he like steps down as the chairman, and then he would have been able to over hand the company over to Shane. I mean, that would have been like the perfect time to do it, because yeah, at that point Vince was like, yeah, he was 58 at that time, and yeah, 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 if his ego wouldn't be as big as it is. I felt like he probably would have realized that maybe that would have been his time to really just like step down and then hand the company over to his children, well, like Shane more. Yeah, yeah, that just like would have been the perfect time to do it. But of course, yeah, due to Vince's ego, it didn't happen. Yeah, and yeah, then like during like in 2006, during like Vince's feud with Shawn Michaels, yeah, and you once again were like, Shane was like kind of being the sidekick to Vince in that feud, and yeah, it seemed, yeah, and yeah, you can like really see Shane's real frustrations here. I mean, I do feel that Shane really did like still love and respect his father by that point, but yeah, you can like I really can like see if he was really feeling frustrated at the point, because yeah, I mean, instead of like getting a position of power, because at that point Bischoff had gotten fired as the general manager of Raw, Vince could have like given the general manager position to Shane, and after firing Bischoff in late 2005, but he didn't, and he just, yeah, Shane just seemed like he just needed to keep standing around with his thumb up his ass because of his father's ego. Yeah, and yeah, you just had Shane just being a sidekick to Vince during the Shawn Michaels and DX feud. Yeah, you had him and Vince facing DX at SummerSlam, and then you had the handicap Hell in a Cell match, and yeah. Then once again in it was late 2008 when they went without the general manager after Mike Adamle resigned, and it turned out that Stephanie was given the position to be in charge of Raw instead of Shane. So yeah, and once again Shane still didn't get a position in power. I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, even if he since he didn't get Vince didn't pass on the ownership to Shane. And I mean, you feel like Shane could have at least gotten a position in power, like being one of the general managers of either Raw or SmackDown, and it would have been a great time, when Bischoff got fired, or even this time in 2008. But no, it was once again given to Stephanie. So I sort of feel like Stephanie, I don't know if I want to say really that she was just a spoiled brat, and she was just kept wanting everything, or if it was just Vince just spoiling his daughter. Yeah. Yeah. Instead of Shane being put in charge of Raw, instead he just after Vince was attacked by Randy Orton, you just had Shane going after after Legacy, and yeah, instead of and he couldn't really do anything, put them in matches or anything, because yeah, I mean, he wasn't general manager. You know, yeah, I mean, yeah. So yeah, I mean, you can really kind of see Shane's frustrations. It's about not given the ownership or position of power or anything, and yeah, it was just in 2010 he just had enough and just said screw it, and he just decided to leave the company and do his own stuff. And so yeah, I mean, it's good that Shane finally decided to do that. Just he had enough of his father's ego, but yeah, I mean, how could Vince allow his son to just leave like that? So yeah, and also, I mean, we've also seen what Vince and really Triple H really think of WCW, because I mean, everything you've had all the WCW guys just being fed to Triple H, like Scott Steiner, Booker T, Sting at WrestleMania this year. Yeah, even Ric Flair. I mean, I can't remember any time that Ric Flair has actually beaten Triple H. I mean, if there's any time that Ric Flair has beaten Triple H and I'm not remembering it, just put it in the comments down there and let me know, because yeah, there may have been a time, but I can't remember if it has been or not. But to my knowledge, I can't remember any time that Ric Flair has actually beaten Triple H. Yeah, yeah, and we've seen what they did to Booker T. I mean, making him the King Booker gimmick, yeah, and involving a fake British accent, and Booker T had to do that to even become the world champion in the WWE. I mean, yeah, that really just kind of shows what they really think of WCW. I mean, if Shane was in charge, I really don't think that he would have really been stooping to that and actually making Booker T really do that to become world champion in the WWE. Yeah, I really feel like Shane would have actually made some right decisions. If Shane was in charge of the WWE today, I feel like maybe Shane wouldn't have done all the stupid things that the WWE has done in the last few years. He wouldn't be feeding every superstar to John Cena. He wouldn't have had The Rock become the WWE champion and beat CM Punk. Wouldn't have had Batista win the Royal Rumble last year. Wouldn't have screwed over Daniel Bryan these 2 years in a row. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's really due to Vince's ego that all this dumb stuff has happened, and I really feel like if Vince really does continue to have his big ego, that he may just drive his company out of business. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, and yeah, yeah, and I, yeah, do you guys remember that promo, well, that episode of Raw in 2009 when Jesse Ventura was the host of Raw, and he was talking to Vince saying that his father didn't believe in him and yeah, didn't trust him and stuff. Yeah, saying that he just didn't let him make matches, and yeah, didn't have him in charge or anything because he didn't believe in him. yeah, it seems like feels like maybe Vince was feeling that way about Shane also. So yeah, I'll put that promo up. I'll put that segment of Jesse Ventura and Vince McMahon, and with Jesse Ventura saying that to Vince. And from 2009, I'll put that in the description box if you haven't seen it or if you don't remember it. So yeah, but yeah, I just feel that due to Vince's huge ego, it's mainly because of his ego that really he didn't give the company to Shane. And yeah, I feel like maybe that he may have just, in a way, I feel like maybe he loved Stephanie more than he cared about Shane. Because I mean, he's like done all this stuff for Stephanie, like making her general manager and stuff, and yeah. But he really hasn't done any of that for Shane. So yeah, I mean, you can really see like understand Shane's frustrations with his father. And I really feel that maybe it's maybe due to Vince's ego partly that Shane and Linda no longer work for the WWE and they left because I mean they had enough of Vince's ego. So yeah, I mean, yeah, so yeah, I mean, yeah. So yeah, would the WWE be there today if Shane was in charge? Because yeah, I really do feel that it really maybe would be because of the stuff I was talking about. Because yeah, I really doubt that Shane would really like make WCW stars like Super Solo. He wouldn't have fed the WCW stars to like Triple H like what has happened, and he wouldn't be like feeding every like rising star to John Cena and all the other stuff that I've said that has really been a real bad move on WWE's part and really due to Vince's ego. Yeah, so yeah, that's just my thoughts on this whole thing. I mean, yeah, just screw Vince for doing that to Shane and just letting him walk out like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but yeah, it's good that Shane finally decided to stop putting up with it and leave, and now he's doing his own thing. So yeah, so yeah, you let me know how you feel if the WWE would be very today if Shane was running it, because yeah, I personally do think that Shane would be taking it more seriously. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about this. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.